Hey guys, this is the Lowa Zephyr GTX mid-rise boot. I have had these boots now for quite some time and I have put hundreds of miles on them. This is the sand color. You're gonna get a variety of different colorway options. I live in a very hot desert climate area, and so I just liked how these kind of blended in. And although they're extremely dusty, you can't necessarily tell because of the color. Let me go ahead and show you the wear and tread after having had these for a few years now, and like I said, putting hundreds of miles on them. I've even hiked the Grand Canyon with them. You'll see that the wear around the heel appears to be pretty normal, but the overall depth of the tread is really good. I think that the tread on these is just like the perfect balance between not too minimal but also not so large in the lug size that you really feel it with each step. When I tell you that these are probably the most comfortable pair of hiking boots I've ever owned, I genuinely mean that. Like I said, I've done so many hikes with these. I keep gravitating back towards these ones. They have the Gore-Tex material, meaning that is really difficult for water to get into this boot. In fact, they even have kind of the stitched in tongue all the way up to pretty much that mid-rise section. So again, really nice and effective in keeping water out. You can pretty much go into the river up to a certain height and not have water get into your boot unless it goes up and over the top. The overall padding and thickness is not it's not overkill, but it is incredibly robust. It feels extremely comfortable when you're on your feet for hours and hours and hours and walking really far distances. Having a good pair of boots is probably the most important tool that you'll have on you. And these, like I said, certainly satisfy that for me. I've never had the shoelaces fray or rip or just like disintegrate. None of the shoelace anchors have ever ripped out of the boot. Like I said, the overall stitching is incredibly good. And I live in a super hot area where you'd expect that the potential sole would separate from the shoe. Again, never happened. I've never experienced that once. And it's not uncommon that with long distances in hiking that you would get blisters, but it is uncommon with these boots because I've never gotten them. That's just me personally. I have a little bit of a wider foot, and these do offer various widths. And like I said, just super pleased with the quality, the build, and how they've lasted. So like I said, the most important thing. So if you're somebody who does a lot of hiking, or you need a good sturdy pair of boots to get you through the day that you're not going to ever feel uncomfortable in, cannot recommend Lowa and this boot here in particular. Like I said, fantastic boot.